Manchester United 5, Leeds 1. You were just saying before, Freddie, the perfect opening day to the season, that, isn't it?
Beautiful, isn't it?
How gorgeous is that?
From the minute that Rafael Varane walked onto the pitch.
This has been, that there was about as perfect a sort of hour and 40 minutes of football as I've watched in ages.
And even the element of
since last season.
Even the element of jeopardy that was needed, like a superhero film. You can't just have the good guy just beating the shit out of the bad guy all film. You need a bit of jeopardy. It went 1-1. We were worried. Not for long.
Not for long.
As well, like, it's not even like the goal that we conceded was like some sloppy piece of play or something where somebody was at fault. The goal that we conceded was Luke Ayling scoring an absolute banger.
It was.
And what was great about it as well, as opposed to 5-0, what was great about it is for just a moment, Leeds fans had hope.
That
for
shot
just
of
a minute,
them in the crowd.
Oh, that shot of Luke Ayling, like, come on, we can do this. And we took it away from them straight away.
And the best bit was, after obviously 1-0, we'll go through the goals in a minute, but 1-0, 1-1, Luke Ayling gets the goal back. Then we scored 2-1, then we scored 3-1 straight after, and they were showing shots of Luke Ayling after all of United's goals. Like, what about now, you dickhead? What about now? It's 3-1 now. How are you feeling now?
Do you know what's incredible?
Not laughing now, are you?
We were talking about this, right? There is a massive pro-Bielsa agenda amongst football.
Yeah.
So we were watching just afterwards the reactions from the game. The commentators were going, well, they got beat 6-2 here last time and they've only lost by 5 here now. That's progress. And then another one of them went, well, it's not going to define their season. Right, listen, if that was Allardyce or Tony Pulis
or Vieira at Palace.
Or Vieira, if Palace lost 5-1 tomorrow and Palace finished lower than Leeds did, Leeds finished 9th, if Vieira loses 5-1 at 3 o'clock, they'll go, the experiment isn't working. They took a chance on Vieira. He's gone to United. One of Leeds' biggest rival. United, not United's biggest rival. No. Let's be fucking fair. Even though they like to think they are. Yeah. And he got his pants pulled down. Yeah. And absolutely spanked.
Again, he got battered again.
So why are we not? Why are these pundits not going, what's Bielsa playing at? This is awful.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, we're going to be pro United in a minute, but for a little anti-Leeds stuff, I don't mind it because some of the stuff that we've seen on social media of their fans is about as shit and vitriolic as you can get. Well, so they can.
This is another thing as well. But, sorry to go on a little rant here or something like this, but I really feel like this needs saying. So some of the Sancho and the Rashford chants outside of the ground today, right? I don't want to tar an entire football club because of some dickheads. It's not fair to do that, even though it's Leeds. But if UEFA and if the FA and if FIFA are genuinely serious about kicking racism out of football, if they want to make it out like this kneeling before a game is real commitment, if they want to believe that taking the knee is anything more than a tokenistic gesture, they need to look at chants like that and they need to punish the club and the players appropriately, because otherwise, what are we doing this for?
Yeah. And it's a lot of it seems to be, and Adam McCollum made a great point on the overlap thing he was on with Gary Neville and
the Roy Keane one,
and Keane. He said clubs love punishing fans. We can ban that fan. There'll be another fan. It's when, like the Suarez incident, you don't want to ban someone when it's one of your prized possessions or when it's going to affect the club. Then they just put it to one side. But that's the thing. I think at some point it needs to be the club that feels it, because otherwise, they're quite happy to kick the fan out, and there'll be another fan to replace him and another dickhead to replace him. I think it's at some point the clubs have to sort of take the brunt of it and say, you are responsible for what you're allowing your fans to do in private stadiums. It's not like it's just
absolutely battered as well. A bit of punishment.
That. And anyway, let's of the talking about Leeds. Let's talk about Manchester United. What a fantastic start to the season that is, especially after watching Arsenal yesterday, which by the way was the most amazing starter of the week. Like your starter, sir, Arsenal losing 2-0. Your little amuse-bouche. Your canapé, sir. Your amuse-bouche. Let me just amuse your bouche with a little Arsenal 2-0 loss.
And for dessert, we have another cruciate injury for Virgil van Dijk.
Wonderful. But what a main course that was. We've got a few super chats. Let me just get through these quickly. Mike Hent says 5-1, day one. This isn't even our final form. We'll get to that. Huge super chat from Adam Ward. Thank you very much. Bruno hat-trick. Pogba quadruple assists. Fred FC, get in. We'll go through all the goals in just a minute. Carl Hagen says Pogba was magic today. Today was the happiest I've seen him in a while. Surely he has to sign a contract. Pogba and Bruno work so well together. So let's start there. Bruno Fernandes hat-trick. Paul Pogba 4 assists. We spoke about McTominay and Fred, and we'll talk about them in a little bit. But Joe, how good were those two today?
They're amazing. Pogba looked like he wasn't even in out of third gear, because there was some times where he looked like his pace was a bit slow, but he still had the mind of someone who can just cure that pass to the right people. Also got to give it to people who made the runs for Pogba. They knew he had
Greenwood
the ability.
Goal, the pass from Pogba for that Greenwood goal, unbelievable.
They had a bit of confidence in each other. Pogba knew he could put that ball, Greenwood knew he could get there, and he had the pace to get there. So both of them being exceptional. But let's not forget, this is Bruno Fernandes, who's a midfielder scoring a hat-trick.
Yeah.
This is 3 unbelievable goals as well. You thought Leeds might have thought they got the goal of the game. Well, they didn't, because Lindelof's ball to Bruno. Yeah, what a finish. That is such a good finish. I've got to say, very happy with them. We've got even more strength to come, and we've got players to get back into the team to make this team even better. Such an happy day. Well done.
It seemed to me that Pogba was playing out on the left, but in the first half, his job was kind of like to keep the width, if you like, and he didn't really get into the game. No. But the minute that he was allowed to drift in centrally, he caused havoc. Yeah. He caused absolute havoc from more central areas.
Yeah. Interestingly enough as well, it seemed as though we were talking about it at half time, but there's a few times in the first half especially, I know the first goal was in the first half, but as a general trend, we would be playing the balls into the box and no one would be there. Greenwood would either have been involved in the link-up play or not quite getting into the position. Second half, and obviously for his goal as well, Bruno just went, I'll be on the 6-yard line then. I'll be making the runs in behind. Like that run he made for the 5-1, the hat-trick goal, sorry, the 4-1, the hat-trick goal, that Lindelof, sensational pass through. But he's on the last man, running in behind the centre-back into the centre of the goal. That's a striker's run, isn't it? Yeah, and then the ball's bouncing over his shoulder, first time across the goal. Sensational. But those two just showing exactly what they're made of there. And especially after Bruno just started to get his first ever bit of criticism as a United player toward the end of last season, where the goals and assists just slowed down a bit to sort of a brilliant level rather than an unprecedented level.
He needed a rest. Yeah. We said it at the end of last season, didn't we? He'd been overplayed so much that the guy was burnt out.
Yeah. Cavani style holiday, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
6 weeks.
You name those players who are coming back to it. You name so you can look at all the individual positions on the bench on our team. Sorry, you could say Henderson could come for De Gea, because we criticised a bit of his. He didn't come out a lot. Leeds looked in danger in some ways. Then you can look at the defence. You've still got Varane to come in there to solid that up. The midfield, you got Rashford who can play on the wide. Cavani's up top. Sancho will be playing in there as well. And you've got what could be us developing into an even better team.
Yeah, you're absolutely right in that we've destroyed Leeds 5-1. And let's be fair, it's a destruction.
That second half, they had 4 minutes where they got the goal, and then United blew them away.
But if City, who was City playing?
It's Tottenham on Sunday.
Tottenham. Yeah. So
away to Tottenham.
If City beat Tottenham 4 or 5-1, people would be losing their minds. Yeah. But I feel as though because it's United, we go under the radar a little bit. Well, it's like you were saying, we've still got, even though we destroyed Leeds today, we've still got one of the best centre-backs in the world to come into the team. Yeah. We've still got a right winger who has got more than 15 goals and 15 assists in the last 2 seasons. So we've got 4 assists from Pogba, we've got 3 goals from Bruno, and we've still got 15 goals and 15 assists potentially to come into this team. Yeah. There's a lot, this isn't our ceiling. That's what's terrifying.
Yeah. Growler Prowler with a super chat says, still throbbing downstairs from the Greenwood goal. That pass was unreal, wasn't it? Miles Van Eaton with a super chat says, loving the modern era. Do you know, let's just a quick comment on that for anyone who didn't watch the watch along. We were talking about how less fouls are being given. It's clear that this briefing that the refs have given is being adhered to, certainly to start with. We'll see how that goes by December. A lot of kept play on, no foul, loads of it, weren't there?
But throwing abouts and just chaos.
You got to feel sorry for referees. Yeah. Because every year they change the rules in a way that makes it so hard for these referees to interpret it. It's like last season where they went, right, if it touches your hand at any point, then it's a handball and a penalty. And referees are like, and there's like a 6-week period where all the refs are going, yeah, I guess that's a penalty now. Yeah. And this feels like this now. There were points where players were being hacked down, not just for United, but for Leeds as well. And you could see the referee was like, play on, I think.
I think we're still trying to find the middle ground. But you know what? I preferred that end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum. As we mentioned before,
was nowhere to be seen.
La Liga and certain other leagues, especially a few years ago, it was like unbearable stop, like turn-based football rather than free-flowing game.
It becomes a tactic, and you have players like, for example, Mourinho did this when he managed Inter Milan and he had to play against Messi. There was the idea of tactical fouling, whereby we all take a turn to foul Messi, until we get a yellow, and then we let someone else do it. And it's like, it's genius, but it ruins the game.
Yeah. And hopefully, if they carry on the way they have been, we won't see that. KM, thank you for becoming a member for 8 months as well. Amazing. Thank you very much. He said, Peel Piss Take is going to be mad. Yeah, Peel Piss Take coming on Monday, me and Adam. I mean, there's some good stuff to take the piss out of already, but hopefully there'll be even more coming up. Can't wait. Ideal start for the season for me. Let's go, lads. I think that's everyone's ideal start, isn't it? Ross Murphy, best opening day in ages. Nice to thrash Leeds scum. It is the best opening day in ages. 4-0 against Chelsea was pretty good, though.
4-0 against Chelsea, that was a great one. That was only a couple of years back, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We thought Daniel James was going to be the next Messi. Yeah. He was like, what did you think of Daniel's today?
I thought he wanted his best performance. I don't. I feel sorry for him sometimes because I think he's a squad player that sometimes people give him the expectations of a first team player, and he's this is his job. He comes in when someone's injured. He comes in when someone's not fit, and he doesn't do terribly. He wasn't great. He didn't really progress the ball particularly well. He doesn't look a threat. Like think of that Greenwood goal. The ball comes through from Pogba. You've got a man on his shoulder, and you've got 2 touches to get this ball from the outside the 18-yard box into the back of the net. You've got 2 touches because otherwise the defender's going to cut you off. Dan James cannot do that. No. He can never do that. You know, you give him 100 goes at what Greenwood did today, he might score once. That's his problem. But I think some of the criticism can be a bit harsh.
This is what worries me about Dan James is that the problems that he has are, I believe, unfixable.
Yes.
So you look at, for example, Greenwood, right? Young player who has got bags of potential. He's world class in terms of his finishing, but his movement, sometimes he's not in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, positioning can
his
be
link up play is but he shows so much that he can work on those things to become a better player. Dan James can't pass a ball more than 5 yards. He just can't do it. He can't stay on side. He can't hit a ball.
I'll give him a little bit of a sort of a let off for the offside stuff because it's early. It's sort of paying attention to the game. Maybe he's still a bit tired.
I know that we won 5-1, and so you look back at this retrospectively and go, they were
everything was great.
Yeah,
they didn't
wonderful.
matter. However, if you look at stuff like that in the cold light of day, it wasn't even like Leeds were playing an offside trap. He just wasn't paying attention. And it's just stuff like that, like your concentration in those moments, not knowing how to pass in front of players and slowing down every build-up play because you're not technically good enough. Those are things that you can't... If you haven't got it at 23 or however old he is, you ain't getting it.
No. But hopefully... His position in the squad will suit his skill level, which is an option at times.
That's very true.
Especially with we saw Sancho. We'll come to him in a second. Actually,
it's very true. What you're saying is that he's being asked to outperform what he is.
Yeah,
he's a squad player, and I don't mind him being in squad player. And at the end of the day, calling him a squad player is not an insult to him because squad players win you titles. John O'Shea's win you titles. Being able to come in and play in different positions and do a 7 out of 10 job, you need those players. But he's not a first team player.
No, I don't think he is, and I think especially now he's not going to be expected to be. Right, let's talk about something a bit more positive actually, and that is the goals.
The goals.
Because let's start them off. Let's go through them then. So the first goal, Bruno Fernandes, the ball gets played out from the goalkeeper. Bit of a bobble. Poor Pogba plays it through to him. And Bruno, making up for the mistake Pogba made about 3 minutes before, stuck it past the goalkeeper. Nice goal. Not too bad.
No, great goal. Took forever to go in though, didn't it?
Took forever to go in. Second goal, Luke Ayling. Brilliant goal, fuck him. Third goal, and that was the Mason Greenwood goal, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that pass from Paul Pogba, obviously, people talk about assists, and there's this weird cult of people who, for some reason, don't want to give assists credit. You go, a two-yard pass into an assist. Well, that was a fucking assist in anyone's box.
You will not see a better assist than that all season.
Yeah.
You won't see a better assist than somebody who picks the ball up in between the halfway line and his own 18-yard box and plays one perfect pass.
And it was perfect as well, because the defender he hadn't left Greenwood. It wasn't like he was out of position. The defender was marking Greenwood, and the ball still got to him.
If that is slightly too overhit
or underhit,
Mason Greenwood can't get his shot away.
Yeah.
If it's slightly too underhit, the defender cuts it out.
Yeah.
So he played a perfectly weighted pass, 40-odd yards. It's insane.
It's an amazing goal. Amazing pass and amazing goal. The third goal was Bruno Fernandes running down the right-hand side, cuts back, puts the goalie on his arse, nearly puts the defender on his arse as well, and then slots the ball in the back of the net, slots the ball into the first 3 inches of the net, and then it was cleared out. But brilliant composure from Bruno.
It was great, and he just knew what he was doing as well, the time on the ball, and to let all the defenders slide and the keepers just put off then a bit.
Yeah, so good.
But you thought he wasn't going to be able to do it, and even the defenders, I think, believed that they had this covered because there was so many of them. But mint shot into the box, and then just look at the referee, little ding on his watch, goes bang, we're on.
Yeah,
and it's like,
sensational.
Wow, we can breathe now a bit. 3-1.
And then the next goal, if the Pogba pass to Greenwood was good, then so was the Lindelof pass
100%.
to Bruno for the fourth goal. Ball coming over his shoulder, hits it first time across the goalkeeper roof of the net. That's a stunning goal, that, isn't it? Amazing. The pass, and again, I said it, I know you obviously Varane's a good player of the ball as well, but that's Lindelof at his best, that, isn't it? That kind of passing. Not many centre backs in the world can do what Lindelof does consistently like that.
The thing for me, the Pogba assist is a better assist because you have to put the exact weight on that pass.
Yeah.
Whereas with Lindelof, he knows that if he plays it down through that channel with pace, then Bruno can come onto it and lash it in.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it seems so crazy to be like nitpicking when we won 5-1. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just unbelievable.
Just enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
It was a good performance by everybody. I know I was slagging Dan James off, a little bit in that because I think that he's not, at top level. I think Sancho's going to come in and replace him. But my God, the performance specifically amongst United's attacking players and McTominay.
And we can't go on any longer without talking about it. If people at home think we weren't going to mention this, fucking Fred got the fifth goal, arriving in the box like a young Frank Lampard.
Oh, what a finish.
Pogba again with another assist, ball across, Fred pops it in the corner. We thought it could never be done. When you think this is a perfect day, this 4-1 up against Leeds, amazing, and then that happens, you go, I forgot how good life can be when Fred's getting in on the action.
Pogba's getting tracked by 2 players as well.
Yeah.
So Pogba's drawing 2 players out, which gives Fred the opportunity to get into the box and score. And you just think, what's Pogba going to do here? And he just sees Fred at the corner of his eye and he just goes, let's have it. Bang, lovely ball, great finish, composure from Fred.
Can you believe it?
He did it.
And I've got to say as well, I'm made up for him. I'm genuinely made up for him.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's a limited player. I think that's fair to say. And sometimes he gets quite a lot of stick when we're not playing well because it's easy to sort of point the finger at those sort of players. But today, him and McTominay, I mean, we said before the game, that's the centre midfield partnership that you want. You want energy, you want dynamism, and you want tenacity in that centre midfield. And the pair of them bossed it.
Yeah,
they bossed it from minute 1 to minute 90, and that's hard to do against Leeds.
Yeah, really, really good. Sumya Chakraborty, thank you for becoming a member. Paul Madison, again, 9 months as a member for the first team. Thank you very much, mate. Cavani, Varane, and Rashford not even in the squad today. That's great, isn't it? I mean, I don't know if Varane would have made too much of a difference, but certainly
do you know
the
what?
other two.
I think if Cavani starts, I think we'd probably score more.
Potentially.
Because the amount of times we had those things with nobody in the box.
Especially first half.
It's terrifying.
Disciple of Ole, thank you for 23 months as a member. That's absolutely amazing. 1 more month for 2 years. Amazing. Thank you very much, mate. Ole doing what others couldn't. The process continues. It's a good point, isn't it? And again, we've seen this stat last season. I thought it was something that since Sir Alex left, we hadn't scored 5 goals in the league for 6 years or something.
Ages, yeah.
I think we've done it about 8 times in the last year.
He did it almost straight away against West Brom, didn't he?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Again, and we mentioned this briefly, but let's just put it into context again. Marcelo Bielsa, one of the best managers in the world. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, a PE teacher who doesn't know what he's doing.
Who only got the job because he scored a tap-in 20 years ago.
Let's just quickly let that settle. Yeah. And out of 3 games, we've drawn 1 and absolutely smashed them to pieces twice.
With an aggregate of 11-3.
But let's all just listen a little bit more. Bielsa, one of the best managers in the world.
One of the best in the world.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, PE teacher that doesn't know what he's doing, 11-3 on aggregate. I think that sort of speaks for itself.
I think it does.
I think the next time that you have one of those people who goes on and goes, oh, yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing, Solskjaer. Oh, Bielsa's one of the best in the world. I think you can just let this settle now because it's not a fluke result. It's not a one-off.
No.
We've done it twice.
Yeah, we've done it. And we'll hopefully continue to do it as well.
Yeah. Abdullah Ibrahim says, I can't wait to see the strongest team start. Can we cut to the chase and say 21 is coming? Maybe. Time to finally see the full potential of this team. A couple more as well. Alex Bailey, member for 9 months. Thank you very much. Also, today celebrating my 9 months for Paddock. Thank you very much, mate. All love to you guys. Keep going up the Paddock, up the Reds as well. And Caleb, a member as well for 6 months. Amazing. First team as well. Leeds played themselves again by sticking to their only formula. Ole exposed them again. Yeah, just quickly. Can you believe? I know we sort of talked about Bielsa before, but the thing of saying people credit him for saying he sticks to his guns. He sticks to his guns. If that was any other manager, they would go, he doesn't adapt, he doesn't learn, he doesn't change.
Go on. It's because the man's a myth. The man, there's a myth around Bielsa because he plays attacking football and sits on a fucking bucket.
And everyone runs far.
And everyone runs
dead far.
Yeah, because he's a CrossFit coach and everyone's fit. And because he eats at a local chippy every 6 months, gets himself...
And he wears his school uniform in Tesco's.
And shit like that. And coaches under 3s every once in a while and screams at a 2-year-old for not tracking back. People go, oh, he's an incredible manager. Because he took Frank Lampard apart in a press conference. He's mythologized as this incredible manager. What I mean...
Speaking of incredible managers, Freddie, let's get a quote from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yes, I've heard of him.
He said, talking about Bruno Fernandes, is a risk taker. He's a Man United player. When you're a forward at Man United, you need to have confidence and arrogance. I think he definitely has that, doesn't he, Bruno? We've got a couple more quotes as well. He's talking about any more transfers coming. He said, I think anything now is a bonus in terms of transfers.
Yeah.
I can't say we'll do any more, but anything can happen in football. Bruno was quoted as well. He said it was almost a complete game, but we conceded. But whatever,
That's
we won.
No,
I like that at the end. But whatever, we won. Whatever, we won.
Yeah, he was asking questions about transfers. We just beat Leeds 5-1. I think we were all right, but I know what you mean.
Oh, Marcelo Bielsa with a quote at the end, and he said, in the previous game against United at Old Trafford, there was a big difference between the two teams. Today, there were fewer moments when that was the case. You're right, mate. It was basically a fucking 1-1 draw today, wasn't it? You lost by 4 goals both times, and you got destroyed. You know what? Well done, Marcelo Bielsa, whatever he's called. Well done. Real improvement today.
Watch.
Go to the chippy.
Watch if you're watching this and you're genuinely like a fan of football, just keep your eye out for what the media treats Bielsa, because if that was any other manager giving that quote, if that was Sam Allardyce giving that quote, he will be fucking destroyed.
Yeah, absolutely laughed at.
You lost 5-1 and you're saying that there wasn't much difference in between the teams. Are you mental? Are you mad?
I think that's a great way to win this. Manchester United 5, Leeds 1, the perfect start to the season. Hat-trick from Bruno, a quadruple assist game for Paul Pogba. We saw Jadon Sancho, we didn't even talk about him. A little cameo, did a couple of skills, actually did one skill, we counted it. And that was all. Plenty more still to come from this Manchester United team. Thank you once again, Joe Morrell.
Cheers, guys.
Where can people find you?
So it's Joe McGrath at the top here before the fan cams come out and watch me eating wings.
Yeah, Freddie Quinn.
You can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/Freddie Quinn Comedy. And I've also got my own podcast called Pigoted. It's comedians and experts chatting about all sorts of bullshit. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. And it's also free to watch on YouTube, youtube.com/Pigoted.
Sensational. And Alex Buckingham, to close the show out, a member for 10 months, he said, I love football, #21 is coming.
21 is
We'll see you in a bit.